Aliens paying us a visit from another star system? What's up with that? Let's go back a few thousand years. Consider that people tried to understand the world around them. And in so doing, every time they got to a point that they didn't understand, in came the power of a god. Let's go back to ancient.
A Harvard physicist just dropped a bombshell that's shaking the entire scientific community to its core. The mysterious interstellar object, 3I Atlas, the third visitor from beyond our solar system, might not be what we thought. While NASA hasn't officially called it an alien probe, the evidence emerging is so anomalous that even skeptical scientists are questioning everything they know about interstellar objects.
In Greece, storms rose up in the seas. Where did that come from? How? Why? Did they have meteorology? No. Did they understand barometric pressure? No. Did they know anything about the atmosphere? No. But they knew the will of Poseidon. Poseidon would be enraged by the behavior of people on the shores, and that would account for what they saw. This assigning the glory and the wrath of a deity to things we don't understand is coined by philosophers as the god of the gaps. It's actually got quite a noble history when you think of it. One of the greatest works of science ever is Principia Mathematica. In there, Newton unleashes the 3 laws of motion, the laws of gravity. He figures out how the solar system works. He's figuring out, how do these planets sustain their orbits? Are they pulling on each other, and in what way and how? He figures all this out. But wait a minute, every time Earth goes around the backside between the sun and Jupiter, Jupiter's going to tug on it a little bit. Comes back around again, Jupiter tugs on it again. Jupiter has a strong gravity. What's going to ultimately happen to Earth's orbit? In this scenario, Earth's orbit will become more and more elongated. The gravitational tug of war between the sun and Jupiter will yank Earth out of its orbit, destabilizing the solar system. Not only Earth, the other planets as well. He said, oh my gosh, this will take time, but clearly the solar system is stable. So he writes, can't understand why it's stable, because I know my equations work. So.
Background: the arrival of our third interstellar visitor. Let's rewind to July 1st, 2025. The NASA-funded Atlas Survey Telescope in Chile made a discovery that would captivate astronomers worldwide. On July 1st, the NASA-funded Atlas Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System Survey Telescope in Rio Hurtado, Chile, first reported observations of a mysterious object racing through our solar system. This wasn't just any space rock. Comet 3I Atlas is the third known object from outside our solar system to be discovered passing through our celestial neighborhood. The designation 3I tells us everything. It's the third confirmed interstellar interloper we've ever detected. But here's where things get interesting. Unlike its predecessors, Oumuamua and 2I Borisov, 3I Atlas arrived with characteristics that immediately raised eyebrows in the astronomical community. Before we dive deeper into what makes 3I Atlas so special, we need to understand the scientific philosophy at play here. Throughout history, whenever humans encountered something they couldn't explain, they invoked divine intervention. Ancient Greeks didn't understand storms, so they blamed Poseidon's wrath. Even Isaac Newton, one of history's greatest minds, fell into this trap. After revolutionizing our understanding of physics and gravity with his Principia Mathematica, Newton hit a wall. He calculated that planetary gravitational interactions should destabilize Earth's orbit over time. Unable to explain why the solar system remained stable, he concluded that God must periodically intervene to fix things. This is what philosophers call the God of the gaps, attributing unexplained phenomena to divine intervention instead of admitting we simply don't understand yet. Fast forward to modern times, and we've developed a new version, Alien of the Gaps. When we see something unusual in space that doesn't fit our current models, the immediate response often becomes, it must be aliens. But here's the critical difference with 3I Atlas. This time, even mainstream scientists are seriously considering the possibility. Astronomers on Wednesday confirmed the discovery of an interstellar object racing through our solar system. Only the third ever spotted, though scientists suspect many more may slip past unnoticed. But 3I Atlas isn't behaving like a typical comet or asteroid. First, let's understand what we expected. When interstellar objects pass through our solar system, they follow predictable paths based on gravitational physics. We've been looking for these cosmic wanderers for decades, knowing they had to exist. As one expert explains, everything in the solar system, the planets, the moons, the comets, the asteroids, all of it. If you calculate how much energy it has, it is contained within the solar system. None of these objects have enough energy to escape the gravitational pull of the sun. So when something arrives with enough speed to escape our sun's gravity, we know it came from another star system. That's exactly what happened with 3I Atlas.
We get data, so we get a sense of what these objects are. That goes into our catalogs, we form our hypotheses, we have some theories that get tested. That's how science works. Now we have a visitor from another star system. Again, we've been looking for these for decades. We expected it to show up at some point. Here's the solar system in orbit around the center of the galaxy, drifting through space. Something's bound to visit us that escaped another star system. By the way, models for the formation of our solar system suggest that we might have been born with many more planets than 8. Upwards of a dozen, 15, 20, possibly as many as 30 planets started in this solar system, many of which had unstable orbits, crashed into Jupiter, crashed in the sun, or got ejected. You get ejected with higher speed that could be contained by the sun. They're out there somewhere. We think that happens in every star system that formed. So some of that junk at some point is likely to pass through our star system, the solar system. Okay, so 3 objects have been found in the last decade, okay? 3 of them. And they've had some anomalous features. Fun, I love it. The first of these, Oumuamua, discovered with telescopes in Hawaii. That's a Hawaiian word for first scout, basically.
The Avi Loeb factor. Enter Dr. Avi Loeb, the controversial Harvard physicist who's never been afraid to suggest that some cosmic phenomena might have artificial origins. Harvard physicist Dr. Avi Loeb suggests interstellar object 3I Atlas may have a design trajectory for reconnaissance due to its unusual features. But before you dismiss this as fringe science, consider Loeb's credentials. He's the former chair of Harvard's astronomy department, founding director of Harvard's Black Hole Initiative, and has published over 800 scientific papers. This isn't some conspiracy theorist. This is mainstream astronomy's most prominent voice suggesting we seriously consider artificial origins. In his recent analysis, Loeb identified several anomalies that set 3I Atlas apart from natural comets and asteroids. The object's trajectory, composition, and behavior don't match our models for natural interstellar objects. But the scientific community isn't universally convinced. Despite this, other scientists are skeptical of Loeb's claims. Richard Moisel, head of planetary defense at the European Space Agency, told Newsweek, "There have been no signs pointing to non-natural origins of 3I Atlas in the available observations." This brings us to a fundamental principle in science. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. The burden of proof for artificial origin is immense, and many scientists argue we're not there yet. As one expert notes, "It's easier for me to recognize that interstellar objects are fundamentally different from anything we've studied in the solar system before, so we have to derive a new understanding of what an object can be as it moves from one star system to the next." Let's separate fact from speculation. When the orbit of 3I Atlas is traced into the past, the comet clearly originates from outside our solar system. Comet 3I Atlas poses no threat to Earth and will remain far away. The closest it will approach our planet is about 1.8 astronomical units, about 170 million miles, or 270 million kilometers away. Astronomers using the Hubble Space Telescope have observed 3I Atlas only the third known object from outside our solar system to visit our neighborhood. NASA's most advanced telescopes, including the James Webb Space Telescope and the SPHEREX mission, have all turned their attention to this mysterious visitor. NASA's James Webb Space Telescope observed interstellar comet 3I Atlas Agrenum 6 with its near-infrared spectrograph instrument, gathering unprecedented data about its composition and structure. So, what exactly is unusual about 3I Atlas? Like Oumuamua before it, the object exhibited trajectory changes that couldn't be explained by gravitational forces alone. With comets, we typically see this kind of behavior due to outgassing. When ice vaporizes near the sun, it creates a small thrust that alters the object's path. But when scientists looked for signs of this outgassing in 3I Atlas, the evidence didn't match expectations. This pattern is becoming concerning. We now have 3 interstellar objects, and each one has displayed behaviors that challenge our understanding. The brightness variations, rotation rates, and orbital mechanics don't align perfectly with our models for natural space debris. A newly discovered comet, 3I Atlas, may be the most ancient visitor ever detected, potentially older than our solar system itself. If true, this object has been wandering the galaxy for billions of years, possibly witnessing the birth and death of countless star systems. This raises profound questions. In a galaxy with hundreds of billions of stars, many hosting planetary systems, what are the odds that we're the only intelligent civilization? If other civilizations exist, wouldn't they be curious about neighboring star systems? The concept isn't as far-fetched as it might seem. We're already planning interstellar missions ourselves. Projects like Breakthrough Starshot aim to send tiny probes to nearby star systems within decades. If we're thinking about it, why wouldn't others? The scientific method in action. Here's what makes this situation so fascinating from a scientific perspective. We're watching the scientific method play out in real time. Scientists are gathering data, forming hypotheses, and testing them against observations. The good news is that we have multiple telescopes trained on 3I Atlas. NASA's SPHEREX, spectrophotometer for the history of the universe, epoch of reionization and ICE's Explorer, observed interstellar comet 3I Atlas Aug 7, adding to our growing dataset. As one researcher emphasizes, in science, you always want more data. Always. You need more data. You want better data. You want different kinds of data, different kinds of telescopes, different kinds of observations, different people observing it. Whether 3I Atlas is a natural phenomenon or something more extraordinary, its discovery represents a watershed moment for astronomy. We're entering an era where interstellar objects are becoming regular visitors rather than once-in-a-lifetime events. This has profound implications. If these objects are natural, they are providing us with samples from other star systems, pieces of alien worlds that formed under different conditions. That's incredible enough. But if even one of these objects proves to be artificial, it would represent the most significant discovery in human history. It would confirm that we're not alone in the universe, and that other intelligences are actively exploring the galaxy. So where does this leave us? The scientific community is doing exactly what it should, gathering data, analyzing it carefully, and remaining open to all possibilities while maintaining appropriate skepticism. The danger isn't in considering exotic explanations. It's in jumping to conclusions without sufficient evidence. As history shows us, the things we don't understand today often have natural explanations we discover tomorrow. But here's the thing. We can't discover those explanations if we're not willing to ask uncomfortable questions and challenge our assumptions. Here's something that should grab everyone's attention. 3I Atlas is about to have a close encounter with Mars. On October 10th, 2025, the mysterious object will pass near the red planet, offering us an unprecedented opportunity to study it with Mars-based instruments and satellites. This blind date, as some scientists are calling it, could provide the definitive answers we're looking for. If 3I Atlas is artificial, this close approach might reveal structures or behaviors that natural objects simply wouldn't exhibit. We're living through a renaissance in space exploration. With advanced telescopes, AI-powered analysis, and international cooperation, we have tools that previous generations could only dream of. If there's ever been a time to solve the mystery of interstellar objects, it's now. The discovery of 3I Atlas comes at a moment when governments worldwide are taking the UFO phenomenon more seriously than ever before. The US government has released official UFO videos, established investigation programs, and acknowledged that some aerial phenomena remain unexplained. Could interstellar objects like 3I Atlas be connected to these unexplained sightings? It's speculation, but it's speculation that serious scientists are now willing to engage with publicly. The resistance to alien explanations. It's worth understanding why many scientists resist alien explanations, even when faced with anomalous data. It's not because they're close-minded. It's because the implications are so enormous that the evidence needs to be absolutely bulletproof. As one expert puts it, based on my read of history, and I do a lot of reading of history, I have a certain resistance to swapping out God of the gaps and replacing it with alien of the gaps. This resistance is actually healthy. Science advances through skepticism and rigorous testing, not through wishful thinking. But it also means that when prominent scientists like Avi Loeb do suggest artificial origins, we should pay attention. What's different about 3I Atlas compared to Oumuamua is the sheer amount of data we're collecting. Modern telescopes and analysis techniques are providing unprecedented detail about the object's composition, structure, and behavior. Every spectrum analysis, every photometric measurement, and every trajectory calculation is building a picture of what this object really is. And so far, that picture doesn't match what we'd expect from a typical chunk of space rock. The next few months will be critical. As 3I Atlas continues its journey through our solar system, telescopes worldwide will continue monitoring its every move. The Mars encounter in October could be particularly revealing. If 3I Atlas is natural, we should see predictable behavior consistent with a comet or asteroid. If it's something else, well, that's when things get really interesting. Conclusion. Standing at a crossroads. We find ourselves at a remarkable crossroads in human history. For the first time, we have the technological capability to definitively answer the question, are we alone? 3I Atlas might not be that answer. It might turn out to be an ordinary, if unusual, interstellar comet. But the very fact that serious scientists are willing to consider artificial origins shows how far we've come. Whether you're Team Natural Phenomenon or Team Alien Probe, one thing is clear. 3I Atlas is forcing us to expand our understanding of what's possible in the universe. And that expansion of knowledge, regardless of the final answer, makes us better as a species. The truth is out there, hurtling through our solar system at thousands of miles per hour, and for the first time in human history, we might actually be able to catch it. As we watch this cosmic mystery unfold, remember that science is about following the evidence wherever it leads, even if it leads to uncomfortable or extraordinary conclusions. 3I Atlas is teaching us that the universe is far stranger and more wonderful than we ever imagined. Whether it's a messenger from another world or simply a piece of ancient cosmic debris, 3I Atlas represents something profound. Our growing ability to reach beyond our small corner of the galaxy and touch the infinite. The next chapter in this story is being written right now, as telescopes around the world continue their vigilant watch. And whatever the truth turns out to be, humanity will be ready to face it. What do you think? Could 3I Atlas really be our first confirmed contact with alien technology? Or are we seeing patterns where none exist? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more breaking space news as this incredible story continues to unfold. The universe is vast, mysterious, and full of surprises, and we're just getting started on our journey to understand it.